organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, recent research shows that an unreadable handwriting is leading to mistakes in hospitals all across America. We'll explain later.
And find out about a new method that the UI is using to hire former members of the military.
Everyone loves the long ball, but the Hawkeye baseball team has struggled to hit home runs this season. Find out why in sports.
That's coming up right here on Daily Iowan TV.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Good evening and welcome into your Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Lauren Moss.
And I'm Jake Abrams. Some devastating news to start the show tonight. A 20-month-old Iowa City child has been pronounced dead after being taken to the University of Iowa hospital and clinics after having troubles breathing on Monday. According to a release, an autopsy has been conducted, and those results will not be announced for another 1 to 2 weeks. Iowa City police do still continue to investigate this case, in which they're calling suspicious.
Members of the Iowa City community listened to Governor Terry Branstad Thursday as he gave a speech to the Iowa City Rotary Club. The governor discussed many issues from agriculture to sustainable energy, but he remained strong on the state's economy and its recovery efforts.
Our unemployment rate, which when I took office was, I think 6.2%, is down to 5.2%. We've had a number of exciting things happen in the manufacturing sector.
The governor is currently in a battle with Iowa lawmakers on a business property tax cut, which has forced Congress to remain in session for over 2 weeks past scheduled adjournment.
And following the alleged size discrimination incident at the Union Bar last week, city officials are now ordering the bar to take down its dance platform. The city says they are welcome to build a new platform, but will have to apply for a permit and go through all the regulatory steps. The Department of Housing and Inspection Services sent out this violation on the same day that Jordan Ramos sparked a national protest.
And many hospitals have a new way of prescribing medication, and it's through the internet. E-prescriptions certainly make things easy, but with this ease comes some risk. Daily Iowan TV's Josh Bolander explains.
Millions of Americans nationwide spend their days in hospitals every week. For some, a trip to the doctors means monitors and checkups. To others, the drip of an IV tube. And of course, to some patients, it means a serious procedure. These same procedures and situations occur daily at the UIHC, where thousands of visitors and patients turn for a remedy to their pains, aches, and medical problems, whether they be adults or children. However, according to research done by the New York Times, the simple mistake of misread handwriting is proving costly in America's hospitals, with the study showing errors are much less likely to occur if a doctor uses on-screen lists and prescription dates through computers instead of handwriting. In fact, while only about 36% of all prescriptions were delivered electronically in the United States in 2011, researchers found an astounding 37 errors for every 100 paper prescriptions versus around 7 per 100 for those who used e-prescribing software. Furthermore, almost 88 legibility errors per 100 prescriptions occurred before participants switched to e-prescribing. The Institute of Medicine has also estimated annual costs for preventable adverse drug events in hospital settings alone at about $2 billion in the United States. So no matter what hospital you call home, be sure to ask questions next time you're in to see the doc. Josh Bolander, Daily Iowan TV.
Still much more to come on Daily Iowan TV.
And find out how one teacher is helping to raise disability awareness on campus.
And in sports, we'll tell you all about the Hawkeye sports teams in action this weekend.
But first, let's check in with Daily Iowan TV's Tasha Woods for a look at your weekend weather. Hey, Tasha.
Hey guys, really hot and sticky out there these past couple of days, and all this is leading up to a few thunderstorms this weekend. But first, let's take a look at tomorrow's forecast. Friday morning, we'll have a high of 68 degrees with cloudy skies. Later into the afternoon, highs will reach up to 79, and then later into the evening, a high of 73 with a 50% chance of rain. This coming weekend is going to look pretty similar with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Also expect a 30% chance of thunderstorms on Friday and Saturday, and a 60% chance on Sunday. For the start of next week, temperatures will start to cool down a little bit with highs in the lower 70s and upper 60s with partly cloudy skies. That's all I have for you with weather, and back to you at the desk.
Students in Professor Joe Salentik's social entrepreneurship class were in for quite a surprise Wednesday night when their teacher changed his personality several times throughout the class. Professor Salentik took on the traits of a certain disease as part of an undercover project called Through My Eyes. The project is aimed at raising disability awareness on campus, and Daily Iowan TV's Muriel Kone was there to get all the details.
There was nothing normal about Professor Joe Salentik's social entrepreneur class this week. From the array of cameras situated around the room and using a walking stick while teaching, it left some students wondering what was going on.
I didn't know what we were learning today. That's kind of what was going through my mind.
Little did they know that apart from learning their course material, they were a single piece of the Through My Eyes project that allows everyday people to experience how it feels to live with a disability in our society. And for Phil Johnson, doing push-ups for getting the wrong answer to a question was hopefully not exclusive to just him.
If they got something wrong, that they'd have to do it as well.
And while Professor Salentik behaved as an individual struggling with schizophrenia, it particularly hit home for one student whose cousin has dealt with it for over 30 years.
I'm glad that I've experienced it, so I perceive people with, disabilities with a lot more compassion, I guess.
And by participating in this exercise, Professor Salentik hopes his students walk away with this.
I hope that they understand that other students might have issues that they're dealing with that they might not have been aware of, and they shouldn't be too quick to judge, and they should always give someone the benefit of the doubt first.
Muriel Kone, Daily Iowan TV.
Now for a look beyond Iowa. When SEAL Team 6 of the Navy SEALs raided Osama bin Laden's compound in Pakistan, they apprehended hundreds of secret documents, some of which were released Thursday at the website of the Combating Terrorism Center. The documents are revealing bin Laden's true character, as they show him acting often on impulse, like randomly dyeing his hair. The documents also show bin Laden was worried about al-Qaeda's growing numbers and how he could control them. But he also planned another major terrorist attack on the U.S.
And the violence in Syria is not letting down. Now the Syrian government is going after students. Thursday, Syrian officials stormed the campus of Aleppo University, one of the largest schools in the country. And students had been protesting largely on campus, and it was at least 7 were killed in the raid, including 6 students.
And over in Egypt, violence erupts again. Last year, chaos broke after protests for the president to step down. This time it was because disagreements on the presidential election coming up in late May. Thursday became the 6th-day protesters clashed in the streets after 11 died in violence on Wednesday.
And those soldiers fighting in our country now have some additional help in finding employment. Daily Iowan TV's Stefan Duran explains how the University of Iowa is playing a helping hand.
The ultimate goal for all college students is to get a great education and start a successful career. For some students around campus, the dream job that they are striving for may be harder to come by. Here at the University of Iowa, there is a growing number of current and veteran military students, and Heroes to Hired is a new organization that is focused on helping military students find jobs. Heroes to Hired is one way the university can ensure that the veterans have a clear outlook on their working future.
And it's a way of connecting those businesses and employers who said they want to work with returning veterans and match the right skills and education to the jobs that are out there.
By posting their resume to heroes-to-hire.jobs, military students and veterans can interact with businesses and companies looking to hire them and learn about hiring events to help them in the future. Not only is the Heroes to Hired program just for current and veteran military students, but it is also available to their children and spouses as well. And with the current unemployment rates for veterans being significantly lower than the national average, many military students are happy to see Iowa adopt this program.
Programs like Heroes to Hire will help assimilate us back into, the civilian work life and help transition us from military work to civilian work.
With soldiers and veterans being a very important part in today's workforce, the U.S. military hopes that heroes to hired in other programs will make the transition into work life a little easier. Stephen Duran, Daily Iowan TV.
And now Daily Iowan TV's Kyle Hughes is here for a look at Hawkeye sports.
Going, going, gone. That's a phrase that Iowa baseball fans haven't heard much this year. Daily Iowan TV Sports' Kate Constable tells us why the team isn't quite having an out-of-the-park season.
7. This is the number of home runs the Iowa baseball team has hit all season. That's 7 home runs in 40 games. So when asked about being a power-hitting team, left fielder Phil Kepner just laughed.
No, I wouldn't say we're a power-hitting team.
Why not?
I mean, I don't know. I think we have like 7 home runs on the year.
But with powerful hitters on the team like Chet Zize and Sean Flanagan, some wonder why more balls aren't going out of the park. Head coach Jack Dahm has all the answers.
You know, first of all, this is a big ballpark here at Dwayne Banks Field, so we need to get some fast guys, but we want guys that can hit home runs, and we got guys who can, you know, Chet Zize, Sean Flanagan, Zutenhorst should, but, you know, some guys have just been struggling and aren't doing it right now. And
they may be struggling hitting home runs, but not getting hits. In their last 2 games, the Hawks have a combined total of 23 hits, and although none of those balls have soared over the fence, the guys know that they're still getting the job done.
I mean, if you look at our offensive numbers are still pretty good. We just don't hit a lot of home runs, which, I mean, we score a lot of runs. We're doing a good job. We get on base a lot. I mean, that's a big part. And teams that don't hit home runs got to do that. But
the season's not over quite yet, and Coach Jack Dahm still believes his players have something to show.
here the last couple of weeks, you're going to see us hit some more home runs. But
Kate Constable, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Coach Dahm's Hawkeyes are just one of the Iowa sports teams that will be in action this weekend. His baseball team, fresh off a walk-off 10-9 win over Milwaukee on Tuesday, hosts a 3-game set against the Michigan Wolverines at Dwayne Banks Field this weekend. Iowa brings an 18-22 overall and 6-9 Big Ten record into the series and currently sit in 9th place. However, the Hawkeyes are only 3 games back of second. Meanwhile, Michigan is in last place in the Big Ten. The series kicks off Friday at 6 p.m., followed by 1 p.m. games on Saturday and Sunday. Meanwhile, the softball team hits the road this weekend for a series against a Big Ten foe, Ohio State. With just 2 weekends left in conference play, Iowa is one of 4 teams within 1 game of first-place Michigan. The Hawkeyes have won 3 straight Big Ten series and will look to continue their strong play into this weekend against the Buckeyes. The two play a doubleheader Saturday with games at 5 and 7 p.m. before wrapping things up on Sunday with a 1 p.m. game. And the Iowa track team will compete in the UNI Messer-Smith Invite in Cedar Falls on Friday. It's the final event for the Hawkeyes before the Big Ten Championships next week. The track and field team is coming off the Drake Relays last weekend where they won 2 events. Well, that's all for your look at Hawkeye sports. Jake and Lauren, back to you.
And before we leave you tonight, check this out. It's the most forgiving dog in the entire world. This is a popular video on the web right now, uploaded by Erica Beth. Her dog Pippin gives her some kisses and then swings into a nasty growl. And then again, quickly forgiving and giving more kisses and more kisses and more growls all of a sudden. This is crazy. Take a listen.
Kissy?
You see the teeth on that just change instantly?
I know, I'm going to have to teach my dog to do that.
Me too.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Yeah, read about more details about Governor Branstad's Thursday speech about property and corporate tax returns.
And find out why ROTC funding is decreasing even though participation is on the rise.
Well, that's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time on Sunday or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
And thanks for watching and have a great night.